Hello YouTube, this is Asatsu5 and I thought I'd do a review over my Beretta 85 Cheetah BB. Safety check it. And it is safe. I want to talk about why I like this gun, a little bit why I traded my, why I like this gun over other guns that I had the option to get at the last gun show. And this is my second Cheetah. This is a inferior version of the Cheetah that I originally had, but I still like it. I'm going to talk about it, talk about the pros and the cons, and why this gun speaks to me. First off, to get stats and specifications out of the way, it holds a 8+1 magazine. My original Cheetah was a double stack, and it was, I think, 12 rounds, which I would rather have the double stack, but I don't have it anymore. And this is 8+1. It has a safety on it, not a decocker, and it's double single action. And I'll go ahead and unload the magazine so I can do some demonstrations. But it has a magazine disconnect, and it has a safety, which pretty much disconnects the magazine. So, some of you are probably thinking, why the magazine disconnect? I don't like that because if I accidentally drop the magazine, I want to be able to fire the last round in the chamber. I can pretty confidently say that's not an issue with this. This is a pretty safe gun all the way around. You actually have to change your grip a little bit to drop the magazine. It's not something that you can just reach that easily with a firing grip, and I just can't make myself do it without changing my grip significantly to drop the magazine. So that's not a issue for me. And I'm going to try to do like the compliment sandwich type thing, talk about something that I like and don't like, and kind of do it in that format. But I will say this. I like these types of guns. This is a conversation that me and my brother had. This is a conversation I had with people on YouTube. I like guns with a soul. And what does that mean to me? That means that it has metal with removable grips. I don't like injected molded lowers that have a fixed grip that you can't change. And I like bluing. I like nickel. That stuff just speaks to me. There was something intrinsic about it, and I just love it. And I'm not saying that I hate polymer guns, because polymer guns are superior in some aspects, as far as being lightweight, reliable, virtually indestructible. They're very tough guns, and I want either my next or my third gun in this series of guns I'm wanting to get to be a CZ Scorpion, which is almost completely polymer. But you can get it in different colors. But to me, and I guess this is the hipster side of me, I don't know if I'm technically a hipster or not, but I've been described as one, so I'm going to use that terminology. I like my gun to show off my personality. So I don't open carry. I don't believe in open carry on a daily basis. I think there's certain applications where open carry is appropriate, but some people you see just going into the sporting goods store or the grocery store and they're open carrying. I don't like that. I think that's dumb. But, certain applications where I think open carry is appropriate. But if I'm in a situation, a social situation, maybe it's a backyard barbecue, maybe we're at the gun range or hunt camp, someplace social where we're looking at guns, I want my gun to show off my personality. I don't want my gun to look exactly like everybody else's. This is an issue because most police agencies, most people can still carry like Glocks and stuff. They all look alike. If you dropped all their guns in a pillowcase and asked them to grab their gun back, if they don't know the serial number, they're not going to really be able to tell the difference very easily. And there's nothing wrong with that. On a tactical level, it's good that you can share magazines if you're in a very bad situation. But I'm not a police officer. I want my gun to show off my individuality. So that's a big reason why I like this gun. I like it for the fact that it has the removable grips that I can personalize. These grips look good in my opinion, so they're probably going to stay for a while. But I like the, you know, I guess you can call this bluing. I don't know what kind of coating it is, but it's a kind of a glossy black, and I like the fact that it's made in Italy. I like European guns and knives. I'm not an anti-nativist. I have American pride and all, but I just gravitate towards European guns and knives. I like carrying things that are Spanish inspired, Scottish inspired. In this case, this is a sexy Italian lady, in my opinion. I like that. I like culturally and historically significant weapons. But so those are the things that kind of draw me to this. Some things that I don't like about it. It shoots the 380 or 9mm short, 9mm curl, 9 by 18, I think. It has many different names, but it shoots 380, which 380 isn't terrible, but it's not the best caliber in the world. I've carried 25s, 32s, 10 millimeter. I've carried a few different rounds. I'm not going to say a lot. And 380, I think, is sufficient to do its job, but it's not ideal. And so I'd much rather have a 9x19, 9mm Luger, 9mm Parabellum. Excuse the dog. But I'd much rather have a 9mm NATO than a 380. But that's not what this gun is in. And I feel that with the extra barrel length, that's going to add more velocity, more foot-pounds, and more effectiveness out of the 380. So, it's not the best round. Most Americans, when they get a 380, they want a pocket 380 like the LCP, the Kel-Tec, the SIG Mini 1911s. Springfield now has one. They want a pocket gun. And I think that kind of diminishes the 380's power to a certain extent. And so I like the fact that this is a bigger 380. I don't have anything against the pocket 380s because, I carry a pocket 25 or 32. And to tell you the truth, a pocket 380 is probably more effective. But I think out of a bigger gun, the 380 does more damage. Some things that I don't like about it, and I'll try not to point this at me, has a mill to front sight, which, in the grand scheme of things, there's nothing wrong with a mill to front sight. That means that it won't be knocked off kilter, but I would like for it to be a removable front sight where I could put fiber optics, maybe something a little bit bigger on it that is a little bit bigger and brighter that would be easier to pick up. Has driftable back sights, and so this gun, I am somewhat accurate with it. I was more accurate with my 357 Magnum. I'm definitely more accurate with a long-barreled 357, and this is not a long-barreled 357, so I need a lot more practice. I'm not the best shot. I tell my friends that I hang out with, if they're in a hostage situation, I will gladly trade places with you and be that hostage, but don't make me take the shot because I couldn't live with myself if I shot you. But it might be better to take the shot and then to suffer the consequences of not taking the shot. I don't know. I need more practice. I need more training. I just can't afford it. And maybe sometime I'll take some specific classes on being a better marksman. But as of right now, I can't afford it. But that's something to think about with this gun, is that for me, I'm not as accurate with it, and I need more practice. It's a somewhat anemic round, but it has a longer barrel length, so it's just stuff to think about. I want my next concealed carry handgun, other than the CZ Scorpion, to be a CZ75 compact. I think I would like that. But something to keep in mind with this gun, and it's going to be an issue with the CZ75 compact, I think, as well, is that you don't got a lot of slide to hang on to. It can be difficult to pull back that slide. And if you don't have a good grip on it and you pull it back, the slide can jump forward and cut you. It can abrade you, and that happened to me. So, if you're pulling it back and you slip, it can, abrade you, and that's not fun. So normally when I'm racking the slide, I grab it up top and do that. And it's probably not the best protocol for pulling back a slide. You can muzzle yourself, but I generally grab it from up top and pull it back, and that's how I do it. It's just more comfortable to me, and I feel more comfortable doing it in that manner. I think the CZ75 Compact has front serrations, so you could grab it up here and do it. What else? I guess that's about it. This gun's Italian. It has a soul. It shows off my personality. Those are the things that really draw me to this gun, and I want to state that there's nothing wrong with that. Some people, including myself, some people want the Walther PPK because it's a James Bond gun, and they want to associate with that character. And to me, there's nothing wrong with that. The PPK is a very sexy gun. It's beautiful. It was ahead of its time, and it's a historically significant gun. I would love one. Me personally, I could see myself trading this for a PPK, but technically I think this is a superior gun to the PPK. You have more rounds. You have a longer barrel length, I think. I think if you're going to conceal carry, that this is a superior gun to the PPK. But if I go to a gun show and I see the PPK and I have this, I might be compelled to trade for it because it's the James Bond gun. There's nothing wrong with that. Personally, I like this gun because it resembles the 92, except that it's thinner and smaller. So I can still kind of affiliate with the Lethal Weapon, Officer Riggs, or John McClane from Die Hard. It still has that look to it, but it's not as big as the compact 9mm 92 compact. So that's, even though this doesn't have the 9x19 Pelibarum, and this is just a 380, it still has the look of the classic 92, and that's cool. Also has a I really don't want to. Well, I don't want to do that. As a loaded chamber indicator, I was gonna put one in the chamber and do this, but that's just not necessary, and it's more risk than I'm willing to do at this moment. But it's a good gun. Something else that I really like about this gun: drop the magazine. It's easy to disassemble. Toolless disassembly. There we go. It's a little bit more difficult to reassemble than it is to disassemble, but all you do is drop the magazine, you press this button right here, flip this switch, and it comes apart. And I love that. I love toolless disassembly. I love this one that is so simple. In fact, it was so easy to disassemble that I was like, when I got the 84 Cheetah, this is the 85, I was like, safety check. It's a safe gun. I was like, let me safety check the gun. It's now safe. It was a joke to me because it was so easy to disassemble and show to you that it was a safe gun because it was in two different pieces. So I really enjoy that aspect of this gun. But that's the review. I don't want to ramble on too long. But I guess when it comes down to it, I like this gun because it kind of shows off my personality. And like I said, it's just it speaks to me personally. Warriors throughout history got weapons that showed off their personality, whether you're a medieval knight, a samurai, or assassin. You got engraved weapons that were unique to you, and that's kind of what this thing is doing to me. It's unique to me, and it shows off my personality, but at the same time, it's functionable, it's serviceable, it's efficient. And I guess that's the review. Now I'm going to have to load up my magazine and get it set up. But Oh yeah, just uh, before I leave, I can't remember if I stated this. Um, the safety disengages the trigger, and the it has a magazine disconnect. So you can carry it cocked and locked. I don't carry it cocked and locked. I carry it double single action. I put one in the chamber, then I grab the hammer and lower the hammer down, and then I carry it like that. And that's my preferred way of carrying. There's nothing wrong with cocked and locked if you train in it, and I can't train in it on a consistent timeline or consistently to condition myself to do that. So that's it. I'm a Soxy 5, and I'm out.